Hello and welcome to the Third and Long podcast. I'm your host Mason Rooney, joined today by my co-host Cody Starin. Say hello, Cody.
What's up?
Before we get started on the rest of the show today, Cody, I'm not gonna let you escape this. You're going to have to issue an apology after some blasphemous statements you made at the end of our first episode. So
Yeah,
the
I
floor
went
is
back
yours.
and I reviewed some footage and I ended up saying that Josh Rosen got replaced by some fella that would never make it in the NFL.
And who might
Well,
that fella be?
that fella is Kyler Murray, and I think he's proven that he could potentially be a star player in the NFL. So I'd like to clear the air there, and yeah, let's forget I ever said that.
I might have to clip this and tag Kyler Murray in this. Maybe Josh Rosen too.
I mean, yeah, all right, sure.
But anyway, speaking of which, let's get into week one and start off with one of the early games, Tennessee. And boy, that
Yeah,
was not much of a game.
no,
No,
I mean Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray just dotted up and ran all over this non-existent Tennessee defense.
Couldn't find him.
Yeah, they called in sick today. Also, did you see Julio anywhere? Do you think he's still in Atlanta?
I mean, no. I mean, the Falcons also failed to put up a touchdown. So
Yeah, so I guess Julio just got the memo that week one started today, huh? Or started this week.
absolutely.
And we all around. I don't know if you will agree with this, but I think this might have been the best week one of NFL football like ever.
Well, there's a reason why this were one of the highest ratings in NFL history
Was it
for week one.
really? Just
They're,
all around?
yeah, they're up substantial from at least last year. That's not saying a whole lot, but
Yeah, but
I mean, I bet up 10% from last year is probably substantially high in the
oh,
overall.
in the ratings department, 10% is a lot. Lot.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this was I'll say this was hands down the best week one NFL football I've ever seen. You had upsets, blowouts, and just like all around great games.
Couple of
So,
good overtime games.
oh yeah, we had two great overtime games, both in which the underdogs won somehow.
And
Oh, speaking of which, do you want to talk about that first overtime game that happened or nah?
Dalvin Cook was down.
After reviewing, I do agree with you. That was definitely his ass did touch the ground, but
That whoever was doing the review system for the Vikings game was probably a Bengals fan.
I mean, weren't they in Cincinnati? So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But it was just terrible. And I was listening to Patrick Peterson's podcast earlier this morning, and even he was saying that in the stadium they wouldn't show replays on the big board.
Yeah, they knew.
He said they gave him one replay of it, and right before they paused on when he was down, they cut it off the board.
It makes sense because he for sure was down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they played good. Struggled the first half. Defense gave up a couple big plays at the end of the half.
Also,
Offensively,
finally Jamar Chase caught a ball, so I think we have to give him a round of
unfortunately,
applause.
unfortunately, I'm not giving him a round of applause.
I'll give him a round of applause for you.
But yeah, the Vikings failed to do anything before half. Came back. They played a pretty solid offensive second half. Got destroyed by penalties all day long, and it was just an all-around poor effort by the offensive line.
Cody, you sound very depressed right now talking about this game.
Yeah, I'll be more depressed if we lose bad next week.
Yeah. Well, unlike you, I was able to celebrate Victory Monday because Seahawks pretty much destroyed the Colts all around.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was a great game all around by Seattle. It was all around. Offense was great. Defense was pretty good compared to last year at this point. So, but that's not saying much. So
Like you said, Let Russ cook.
Let Russ cook. It's the formula that has proven to work. So,
Absolutely.
other morning games that happened. I believe it was Niners Lions. Niners almost blew that. I was hoping the Lions would come back. I don't know about you.
If the uh, if the Lions were to somehow blown that game, it would have been,
You mean
or the Niners.
Niners?
Sorry. If the Niners would have somehow blown that game, it would have been a whole different Monday morning for that NFC North seeing the Lions up top.
Yeah. It would have been
That
probably
would
the first time in forever that the Lions would have led the division.
I couldn't even tell you the last time they won the division.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind. I know they made the playoffs recently, relatively recently. They got their asses handed to them by Seattle. That's that's the only thing I remember from their quote unquote playoff run.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I guess I couldn't even tell you the last time.
I think that was like 2015 or 2016. So
Really?
it was pretty recent. I just remember Seattle just running all over. Well, I think it was. I think it was the Atlanta Patriots Super Bowl. That it was that year, maybe.
You want to know the last time the Lions made the playoffs?
Sure.
1991.
That is not true. That is not true. I 100% know that the Lions made the playoffs before, like in the last 10 years. I am 100% certain because I remember Thomas Rawls running all over that
Oh,
Lions defense.
all right. So Wikipedia says 1991. You scroll down just a little bit, and it says 2014. So
Yeah, so I was kind of correct. I knew it was
yeah,
relatively recent.
which is I don't know why they even put 1991 at the top, but that's beyond me.
Yeah. So I don't know if you watched any of that Chargers Washington game, but the refs were on Washington's side for most of that game, but Chargers were
Oh,
able to sneak it
absolutely.
out.
It sucks that Fitzmagic had to leave that game.
Yeah, but we do get the Heineke show for
Baby goat.
Baby Go. We get Baby Go for a few weeks. I don't is
2 months.
is, he's on big or Fitzmagic is on the 2 month the 8 week IR.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
All right, so we get Baby Go for two
Yeah.
months. So next 8 games they're going undefeated. Confirmed. Confirmed right here, guys. We got the script for the NFL. Washington football team winning the next 8. Jets Panthers.
Do not keep me in that statement.
You don't want to be part of that the baby goat leading the football team to 8-0 or 8 and
Mm,
1. All right,
nope.
I stand by that statement. 8-1.
Okay.
Watch us come back next week and they just get blown out. But
They
anyway,
probably will.
oh, they definitely will. No, actually they play Thursday, so against the
Oh
Giants.
yeah.
So they
1-1, dude.
1-1, 7 away from my prediction, correct? And so
Want to
Jets.
talk about that Texans?
No, I want to say that for a little bit, but I do want to talk about just Jets Panthers game because it was Sammy Darnold's revenge game, and he played well.
Jets looked like ass all the way through the entire team.
But we act like that's anything new.
I don't know. It's a very talentless team. Darnold didn't look awful, but
Who would have thought
he showed up.
Darnold would look good with actual proper weapons around him?
I mean, yeah, he's raw. He's good.
He was never given anything in New York.
Jets suck at getting talent.
Oh, absolutely. You would think they would be better because they're in New York, and I feel like New York's a big city that would be able to attract free agents. But no,
Jets are like the misfit of New York, though.
yeah, they feel like the Clippers of LA.
But at least LA still attracts the Clippers. Attract some sort of talent.
Yeah,
Who the fuck ever said he wants to go play for the Jets?
I don't think that might be the first time anyone has ever said that.
Yeah, I'll be the first and the last.
Yeah, probably. Uh, let's talk Dolphins Pats. It was I don't. It was not. I don't think it was a great game. at all for
I
anyone.
mean, Mac Jones played pretty average. He looked the best out of all the rookie quarterbacks. I'll say that.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
More, more decisive than any of the other quarterbacks
Yeah,
at the bare minimum, but he didn't really turn the ball over as much as Trevor, and he was more accurate than
Zach
Zach
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, I
So,
think Zach Wilson and Trevor both. Well, I know Trevor threw what, like, 3 picks.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but
But granted, Mac Jones is probably just benefiting from a pretty simple Bill Belichick offense.
yeah, he's benefiting from the Brady system.
Absolutely.
But I do want to talk about Tua. He
Yeah.
didn't play too well, but he didn't play awful.
Like I said, 16th best quarterback in the league is probably his ceiling.
All right,
He'll probably be somewhere in the 20 to 25 range at the end of the year.
all right. We'll save some more Tua talk for later on in the show.
Okay.
All right, then we're getting into the afternoon games. Well, was Texans Jags afternoon or morning?
I think they were morning.
All right, let's finish off the morning games with the biggest upset. Now, probably second biggest upset.
Can you really call it an upset?
No, because it was just two awful teams going at it.
I mean, the Texans beat them so badly that Urban Meyer is considering going back to college.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that rumor today or
I
not.
didn't, but that sounds like something Urban Meyer would do.
Apparently, it's not a coincidence that USC fired their head coach right after Meyer got blown out in his first NFL game.
You think Urban Meyer would quit halfway through the season to sign up with USC?
I mean, Michael Lombardi tweeted out that someone close to and that he can trust in Columbus says it's a good possibility.
I would laugh, and it would be the funniest thing that's ever happened in the NFL
And
that actually happened.
if I remember correctly, Urban Meyer thought about actually going to be the head coach for USC before they hired Clay Helton.
Well, I, I really hope Urban does it because I think it would be the funniest thing to ever happen to the NFL.
It's also not very beneficial to Urban Meyer to coach a football team that hasn't quite bought into his system. So
Oh, absolutely. And people are still questioning if he could be the NFL head coach. Maybe he's just not built
well,
for the NFL.
it's just like at the what was it, the end of the half, and he was down. I think it was 20-7 with like a minute left. He went out there and ran 3 plays. They're all pass plays. All three of them were incomplete. They went 3 and out. They could have wasted more time off the clock just running the ball, but since Houston got to keep their 3 timeouts and a minute left of clock, they drove down the field and it was 27-7 at half instead of
27.
only a 2 possession game, or even they run the ball, they can make it a field goal. I mean,
Yeah.
Texans defense isn't
I don't
all
think
that.
I don't think Urban Meyer is that guy.
No,
But we'll see how long he lasts. If it is for the whole season or even just half.
yeah. I mean, I don't even think he'll make it halfway. To be completely honest with you,
At
I
this
think if they
rate, it
start,
doesn't look like he will. Honestly,
you think he will?
I do not think he will.
I think if they start 0-5, 0-6, they're gonna start looking at options outside of Urban.
Yeah. One more game in the morning is Eagles Falcons, and boy, Jalen
Falcons are,
Hurts is could be that guy, dude. He looked really good out there.
and that Falcons offense just looked lost.
They did, right? It was a terrible game by the Falcons, just all around. They couldn't do
Absolutely.
anything. Like it was Cordell Patterson was their leading rusher.
Yeah, I mean, I was all aboard the Kyle Pitts train this week one. I was hoping that he would do something,
Oh,
but
dude,
I
same. I
don't
have
think
him on my fantasy team. He had 4 receptions for 31 yards.
I don't even think he had a reception until halftime.
Yeah, like
He might have
I'll
had
give
one.
them the benefit of the doubt. It's week 1, new coach and stuff, But then again, it's Philadelphia's also has new coach and stuff. So I just don't know what the hell
Theoretic
the Falcons what's going on with the Falcons after this week.
question for you. Theoretically, if these two teams played this week, who do you think would have won? Packers, Falcons.
Damn. Uh, Based off the performances we got this week, I would have to say Packers, but only slightly. It would be like five. It would be the first game to ever end 2-3.
That second, I don't know if you saw that second interception that Rodgers threw.
Was it the overthrow one?
Yeah, it literally just looked like he just said, "Fuck it."
He tried doing what Patty Mahomes does. It just says Devontae Adams down there somewhere. But
It wasn't even Devontae
I
Adams.
know it was it Marquez Valdez?
Valdez Scantling.
Yeah.
He said he heard an interview he did today, and he said that he tried to look off the safety and then just turn back and throw it. But when he looked back, the safety read him like a book.
Yeah. That yeah. You know, this last dance isn't going according to script for the Packers so far.
But it was week one.
It was week 1.
Last time Aaron Rodgers threw 2 interceptions in the week one was 2010, I believe, and they won the Super Bowl that year.
Oh man, look at you having
So,
your Packers trivia up.
so you gotta maybe there's something cooking there in Green Bay.
This is all part of the plan.
Remember last year, a certain team lost to the Saints 38-3.
Yeah.
That certain team went on to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You know the Packers were planning for this. They knew that if they lost to the Saints 38-3 and Aaron Rodgers threw 2 picks, they were double guaranteed a Super Bowl.
Absolutely, history's gonna repeat itself at least one time, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, repeat twice.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now on to the afternoon games. Did you watch any of Chiefs Browns, or did you at least see how it ended?
I watched the whole thing. I was salty Mike Hughes had the game-stealing pick, but that's
Well,
not.
that's
he doesn't
only
care
because you're a
about that.
Vikings fan, and Mike Hughes didn't do anything with you guys.
Fair enough.
But I, Patty out here being Mr. September. I like you. We were talking like a few days ago, or while this game was happening. Like we both hate how Patty just throws it up. He gets bailed out by bad passes.
Yeah, I mean that cross-body pass he threw to Tyreek Hill for that 75-yard
The
touchdown.
one play tutty.
It's a terrible throw, but his receivers are so good that they came back, and obviously Tyreek's just so fast he's gonna outrun him as soon as he gets the ball. So
Yeah. No,
you can't
I
hate
think
him for doing it
he
because
he
he's
take
got the ability to do it.
he's
So
playing how I play Madden, just throwing it up
absolutely.
and just praying. Which 9 times out of 10 you will come down with the ball because it do be like that sometimes, unfortunately.
When you got Tyreek Hill down there somewhere, I mean, yeah, it's just yeah.
It's unfair. You need to at least always double coverage, or at least have a deep safety for help.
And John Johnson single-handedly lost him that game.
You think?
Absolutely. Go if you go back and look at it, his coverage that second half was just atrocious.
I would have pinned it on the punter.
Oh yeah, I mean, anytime you drop the ball in your own 10-yard line, you take that part of the blame too.
I mean, you you could have picked it up and still booted it.
Or done anything.
He did the worst possible outcome. No,
Absolutely.
the only thing that could have been worse is if he fumbled it after getting tackled. And but he did like one probably the second worst thing that could happen. Like in the Seattle game, Michael Dixon had something similar where I don't know if it was a fake punt or he bobbled the snap, but old boy like ran to the side and then booted it. So
Yeah.
I don't know why he just didn't even after fumbling it just kick it. But
Beyond me.
that's neither here nor there. Also,
Yep.
Baker is not clutch confirmed.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you can't really say he is. He did nothing this week to show that he was clutch.
He threw for
He got into
300
a
yards in one pick. So
Yeah, he got into a duel with another quarterback and got smoked. So
yeah, in the did we talked about Packers Saints? The last afternoon game, Broncos Giants. I'll be honest, I didn't watch much of this game.
I didn't watch a single play of it. I just know Teddy Bridgewater played pretty solid
Yeah,
football.
and Danny Dimes continuing his butter. He likes to eat butter or popcorn before each game. It seems.
Yeah, he's not very good either.
Yeah, but the Giants, I think, have what two or this is third year.
Something like that.
So who knows if the Giants do have two first round picks this year? So I wouldn't be surprised if they end up trying to move up this draft to try to get someone else.
Spencer Rattler.
Maybe we'll see who
It's gonna be.
we'll see who the top college QB is at by the end of the year.
I think it's gonna end up being either Spencer Rattler or DJ Ukulele, or whatever the hell, however you say his
Is
last name.
he eligible this year? I thought
I
he was a
think so.
freshman. I thought he was a
I think
freshman.
he only had to play 2 years. He's at least a sophomore because he played football last year.
Oh, yeah, but was he a redshirt or true?
That I do not know.
Because if he is a true freshman, he has to wait until next year. Because
Yeah,
yeah, I
but
think you have to be or because Trevor, I don't remember Trevor. He was a true freshman, and he had to. He was 3 years at Clemson, so we'll find out by the.
I think that first year at Clemson wasn't a full season, so he had a.
Well, that was the year he won the Natty. I remember
I
he
know, but
beat Notre Dame.
no, but his first year didn't he come in and take the job from Brian Kelly
I thought he was just.
or Kelly Bryant?
I thought he was a starter from week one.
Now, one of those years he came in for I think his name was Kelly Bryant and took his job from him.
Hmm. Well, it shows you
That
how
might have
much
been the
I know
first.
about college football history. I'm not. I'm not invested in college football until bowl season.
It's a shame.
Uh,
College football's fun.
yeah, I just can't keep up with it. There's too much stuff going on, and plus, UNLV isn't good, so I have no reason to pay attention. And on to Sunday
It's fair.
night, Rams Bears. I'll say Matt Stafford looked good.
I think it might also. I'm not gonna hop on the Matthew Stafford train quite yet, just because that Bears defense is so clueless.
No, I'm just saying he looked good,
He
but
did look good, but I
that
want to
Bears
see
deep
one more
Eddie
game.
Jackson doesn't know how to tackle apparently.
No, in that their number two corner, Vildor or whatever, he looked lost out there all night.
Yeah,
So
Matt Stafford feels very LA.
we'll see how he does this week against the Colts. That Colts defense should be substantially better than the Bears, and
You
I
say
think it'll
that,
end up
but Russell Wilson threw four tutties on their ass.
okay.
But it is Russell
Good
Wilson,
point.
so
Yeah, I mean, it's Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. They throw 4 touchdowns on half the league, so
yeah, that's fair. And let's talk about Monday night, which I think was hands down game of the years or game of the week.
yeah, I can't say game of the year week one, homie.
Well, technically, it would be game of the year right now.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, but that was absolutely game of the week. I don't know if you
Willie
feel the same.
Snead almost threw that entire game.
But to be fair, that was a missile.
It was a missile, but I mean, as a receiver in the NFL, you
You
should be able to.
you have to catch that if you're Willie Snead. But
You
in
have to
his
catch that.
defense, that was a missile. The car should
It
have
was a missile.
put a little less oomph on it.
A little more finesse.
Yeah, a little more touch, as they were saying on the broadcast.
Did you watch that Manning broadcast at all?
No, I didn't know that was going on. But if I
Oh, that
knew, I watched the overtime bit of that broadcast with Russell Wilson, and boy, that was comedy. It was great.
yeah, the Manning broadcast was substantially better just because you had Eli Payton and Ray Lewis breaking everything down. It was pretty cool to
I know.
listen to.
I know. Charles Barkley showed up at one point. Russell Wilson, obviously, he was there for at least halftime, or not halftime. Overtime.
It was just crazy to listen to Peyton Manning break down these plays before they even happened.
I know. And I think one of the funniest things was the first play of the game for the Raiders. You're like Peyton's like, yeah, I could tell about your or how your team's gonna be doing based off your first play. Yeah, I think it was like a car rolled out, threw an incomplete pass to I believe Waller, and it's like, yeah, 6-11.
I hope he's right.
I think that'd be really funny if he just calls it right there.
Absolutely.
But I you're right. Willie Snead did almost throw that game, but I wanted to say the Raiders' defense looked really good, or in overtime at least.
If I was Harbaugh, I don't know how he was able to keep Villanueva in that game.
I right.
Because, I mean, Max Crosby was chewing him up and spitting him
Yo,
out the
Carl
entire
Nassib
fourth
is
quarter.
low key nice too.
But Max Crosby, that last 3-4 drives was just
He's an
unstoppable.
animal. I love Crosby.
Villanueva had no answers for him.
No, is Ronnie Stanley back or is he still hurt?
I think he's back.
Yeah, because I know he was really missed last year towards the end.
Absolutely.
But
But
yeah, that Raiders defense played really nice towards the end of the game. So they were
yeah,
able to make Lamar fumble twice, which is something that Lamar doesn't do often.
yeah, I will say. I mean, Snead may have tried to throw that game, but Lamar definitely threw that game harder, and it was not with his arm.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's he threw the game because it wasn't necessarily his fault. He should have had two hands on the ball at that moment, but I think Willie Snead is was closer to throwing the game than Lamar actually did throw the game
That's fair.
because the pocket collapsed. He had nowhere to run. He should have just taken the
Yeah.
sack, but he tried to escape. Yeah, because
And
we've
then we're
seen
looking at,
Lamar escape so many times. I don't blame him thinking he could do it again.
and then you just have to appreciate that beautiful back back foot throw in overtime to Zay Jones to win it.
Oh, absolutely. The walk
I
off
mean,
touchdown.
he dropped that in the bucket.
Yeah, but it was funny because right before they brought up Daniel Carlson because it seemed like they were just about to take their three and just
I don't
leave.
know what that was about.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know if they wanted to like move it closer or they's like I don't know what the hell was going through Gruden's mind at that point, but
Well, they brought the kicker on there, and then it took so long to get the kicker on there. They got to delay a game because they didn't even have a timeout.
they didn't. No.
No, they used both their timeouts in that first drive.
Hmm. Yeah, it was like screw it. They called a play, walk off touchdown.
Yeah.
I, this is why you don't do engage 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Engage 8 does not have a good
Absolutely.
success record against the pass. So
Happened to I think it happened to the Vikings too in overtime.
did it?
I think it was 4th and inches at midfield. I mean, they had this far to get,
Ah,
and for some reason they called a play action over the top and completed to CJ Uzoma
hmm.
for 31 yards.
That sounds very Vikings esque to do.
Yeah, it set up the game-winning field goal for the Bengals. So
Yeah. All right, so Cody, now that we've gone through, quickly recapped all the games, give me your top overreaction. Because it's not football if we don't at least have some overreactions after week 1, right?
yeah, I'm gonna say probably the Packers. Everyone's saying that people saying that they're not as good as they think they are, and this and that. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna come back. He's probably gonna throw 5 touchdowns next week, and
Who are the Packers playing next week? Let's find it. Oh, they play Detroit.
yeah.
Although Detroit did look nice, I'll be honest. Granted,
Now,
they were out for most of the game. They were out for 58 minutes of that game, but those last 2 minutes, they were nice.
now, now, if they struggle against the Lions and somehow lose that game or whatever, you can maybe start throwing on
Then it's
the
time to hit the panic button.
not necessarily, but then you're gonna have to go to San Francisco and play the Niners.
But the Niners are on the IR again.
that defense is still fully healthy. It's just their offense
They
that's
lost
got
Jason
injured.
Verrett, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but other than that, I mean that defense is still nice. It's still got Bosa.
yeah.
Their Packers offensive line couldn't really do a whole lot.
I mean, the Packers' offensive line got bodied by Cam Jordan, so
And then after the Niners game, they had to play the Steelers, which that Steelers defense looked.
the steel curtain.
Yeah, I mean it was insane.
Yeah.
So
So
if
yeah,
you struggle against the
Packers
Lions,
have a hard road coming up. So
yeah, they lose the Lions, you're looking at a possibility of 0-4 out to start the year.
but don't worry,
Possibility. I don't
they'll
think
run the table. They'll run the table. Don't worry.
I don't think that'll happen, but
It definitely won't. If they start 0-4, they're definitely not doing anything.
no.
My overreaction.
Aaron Rodgers will go to Jeopardy.
Yeah. Didn't they have to get rid of the host they just announced because of like allegations or something?
Yeah, something he said like 10 years ago.
Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers is still up for Jeopardy. It seems.
He's in the running.
Yeah. My overreaction for week 1. I must say Matt Ryan could potentially be washed.
He'll be decent throughout the year.
Yeah, but if week 1 is anything, he looked horrendous.
Yeah, but he'll probably finish that 13 to 15
Probably.
range for
But like I said, this is
QB.
overreaction. This is overreaction Tuesday.
No, I know, but
So, all right. Before we get into looking at a Thursday night, I do want to play a quick game called That Guy or Bub Bye. I'm going to give Cody some names of some QBs, and based off their week 1 performance, do you think they could be that guy for a team, or are you going to be wishing them a very nice bye bye? You ready, Cody?
Yep.
All right, let's start with Jalen Hurts. That guy or bye bye?
he could be that guy.
You think he could be that guy for the Eagles?
He could be that guy. I mean, he's starting to learn more on when to take off, when to throw.
Yeah.
The more he is confident in his throwing abilities, the better he gets. And I mean, he played a very solid game against
A very
Atlanta
weak
this week. So
defense.
it's a weak defense, but at the end of the day, I mean, he played solid. It's still an NFL defense, so
Yeah. But all
I'll go with
right.
that guy.
Yeah. All right. So Jalen Hurts could be that guy. Let's go Jimmy Garoppolo.
See ya.
All right. You're wishing Jimmy Garoppolo a very nice bye bye.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got Trey Lance behind him. Jimmy G, I mean, he looked all right. He's proven year in and year out he can't do that consistently throughout an entire season.
Yeah.
I mean, he needs to have a run game, and now that his top running back's down for at least a couple months, right?
Mostert's out for the year.
He's out for the year.
Yeah. You tweet or you posted on something on Instagram saying he's season-ending knee surgery.
Oh, I thought it was just for a couple months, but
No, it's for the year. But Elijah Mitchell looked really good in week 1.
yep.
And they also have Trey Sermon in the wings, so
But I mean, if you have to rely on having a run game week in and week out, I don't think you're the right guy for the job.
yeah, that's fair.
Jimmy Garoppolo can't drop back and throw 40 balls in a game.
You cannot. That's not how you're going to win football games if you're the Niners.
And especially when you got Trey Lance on the bench. I mean, granted, Trey Lance hasn't shown me that he can do that, but he also hasn't shown me that he couldn't do that. So
We haven't seen enough of Trey Lance.
all I'm going to say is he's 100% on passing in the NFL, 1-for-1 with a tutty. So
Yeah. Let's go with Jimmy Garoppolo's opponent this week and Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, if you want me to read his stats, I will.
He played average at best for the first 3 quarters. But then in the fourth quarter,
He actually played really well.
he played well in the fourth quarter, but I think that's more of
They needed to type
product of,
stuff.
and more a product of
The
the
situation.
49ers letting off the gas.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
49ers I don't think were playing as fast as they started those first 3 quarters. and it almost came back and bite them in the butt. But you know,
Yeah.
I would have to say bye bye on Jared Goff for now.
All right. That's fair.
He just has
He's I don't know if the Lions are playing want to commit to Jared Goff, so it's probably fair
once I
to
see
assume.
once I see Jared Goff play 3 4 games solid from start to finish, I'll consider switching my mind. But I can't judge it out based off 1 quarter.
Yeah, but I will say Jared Goff played well. I think if he's able to beat some quality opponents, it might turn the uh might change how people view him. Because after last year, people were just calling him like washed, overpaid, and other stuff like that. I mean, he took the Rams team to the Super Bowl. Granted, he didn't do anything in the Super Bowl, but he
And
was
that
still
defense
able
was
to
so
bring.
stout that year.
Yeah, but I I would also say bye bye as of right now, but I think maybe in a few weeks that might change.
Yep.
So, this is my favorite one to do right now. Kyler Murray.
He's that guy. I mean, he's
Oh,
slinging it,
he's
and
absolutely that guy.
I mean, he's slinging it in just the smallest windows right now. I mean, that little toe tap back of the end zone touchdown grab that D Hop had.
Yeah,
That throw had to be right there. I mean, it was right there. So I'm gonna. You can't say bye bye on him because he's ball
I
right
just wanted to bring him up because of your statement last
now. Of my
episode.
horrendous
Yeah,
statement
your
last week.
the coldest take in sports history.
My mind was not working at that moment.
Yeah, obviously. Sammy Darnold.
I'm gonna say that guy for right now.
Yeah, I agree. I've always liked Sam Darnold, but he's just never given a proper chance in New York.
He's
So,
got talent around him. He's got Christian McCaffrey at his disposal. So we'll see what he does for a season. But right now, I think he's that guy.
all right. Uh, Tyrod Taylor. Let's assume Deshaun Watson can never play again.
I'll say he's that guy for now. You're not gonna commit on a guy like Tyrod Taylor, no matter what team you're at. Honestly,
Yeah,
I mean he's a guy who's been in the league for a while and hasn't consistently maintained a job. Granted, it's not always his fault.
he's the only reason he hasn't been able to keep a job is because he's always getting hurt. Some of them not his
Yeah,
fault. He got punctured in the lung last year, but
but team doctor on yeah,
yeah. So it's not always
and
his
you can't
fault.
help that when he was brought into the Browns to be the starter and they draft Baker Mayfield. You can't help that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say bye bye for now, just because you can't commit to a guy like Tyrod Taylor.
All right. If
But
Deshaun
he
Watson
played
was
well.
to play yesterday, it would be an easy bye bye. But yeah, you're packing up his bags and giving him a first class ticket to Cancun if Deshaun Watson is able to play. But
Absolutely.
yeah. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, is he that guy, or are you wishing him a bye bye?
He's that guy.
You think Baker Mayfield
I,
is that guy?
that's just a good defense he played, and
I mean, they were missing Honey Badger and Frank Clark.
I get that, but I mean it's still the Chiefs. They still play at a million miles an hour, both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
Well, they're always fired up. I don't understand how they do it, but they're consistently fired up from start to finish. And
yeah. They do have
I'll
one of the
say,
best home crowds in the league, so it makes sense that they're just constantly pumped up.
and I mean Baker also didn't have OBJ this week,
I
so
mean, he didn't have OBJ for most of last year either, so
yeah, no. But I think and having another star receiver is going to benefit him this year now that he's not so focused on just getting that force feeding the ball to
no,
OBJ.
yeah. All right, let's go with Tua.
Start packing his bags.
You're that against Tua.
He hasn't shown me anything in the 9 game he's played that he would be that guy.
All right,
I mean, you're not going to replace him right away because obviously you have to give the fella a chance, but
right, but
I would
right
have said
as of right now, you're wishing him a bye bye.
Yeah, I'll go start packing his bags now.
All right. Before you do that, I still have a few more QBs.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, yeah. After this show, you can start packing his bags. Famous Jameis Winston.
Oh, he's that guy this year.
You think is that guy? Uh,
As he keeps playing smart, doesn't start trying to go back to Tampa Bay Jameis, where he's just throwing her downfield. I mean, he's that guy as long as he continues to play good, smart football.
all right. Even
And I don't think Sean Payton will let him not play smart.
all right, that's fair. I'm very confused on this whole Jameis thing. I'll be honest. I don't know what to think. It
I don't know, but I mean, he
he is
played
the most
really
confusing
good.
player to look at right now. But I will
He,
say he was eating those W's, which is something he has been starved of.
I don't know how he does this shit.
It's like something like that.
Yeah,
I
so
can't. Hold on, I can do it with my. Anyway,
yeah.
we're throwing up gang signs now.
Okay.
All right, let's go with a two glove Teddy. Is he that guy or are you wishing him bye bye?
I don't want to say bye bye because I love Teddy Bridgewater. He's such a great dude. But for that squad this year, he's that guy.
You think? All right. You know, I would
I
say
mean,
that he's that guy too. Short term, he's
just
short term that guy. But
yeah, just I mean, I saw a clip of him talking to Von Miller. Von Miller said he brought something to the team with his pregame talks that he hasn't seen since Peyton Manning was there. So
yeah,
they're not comparing him to Peyton Manning, but just having that pregame
that leadership.
motivation, the leadership role.
Leadership goes a long way in the NFL. Surprisingly,
He didn't play bad. I mean, he
no,
played a
he
very
played.
solid
He
game.
played
So
really well. He did not turn the ball over, which is something Teddy does not do.
sorry, Drew Lock, but this year Teddy Bridgewater is that guy.
Yeah, he's a short term that guy for the Denver Broncos. But if you get a chance to get Aaron Rodgers, you 100% do it next offseason.
Yep. And Teddy Bridgewater would be more than happy to be a backup to
Oh,
him.
absolutely. Let's go with his opponent,
See you later,
Danny
Drew Lock.
Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes
He's back there waiting for the bus behind me somewhere.
with Tua.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Daniel Jones is not that guy. He will never be that guy. He's shown flashes of greatness, but he's not consistent at all.
I don't even understand where the Daniel Jones hype ever even came from.
It's because he looks like Eli Manning is, which because that's what the Giants need to succeed.
I'm having
Apparently,
a hard time remembering where he even played college.
Duke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I. He came from the Manning. Was it Lane Kiffin or something?
Does Duke need a new OC?
No idea.
Might be a good fit for Danny Dimes.
Could be. Yeah. In our last QB of that guy or bye bye. Actually, no. This is the second to last QB do for that guy or bye bye. The Red Rifle Andy Dalton.
See ya, man. I mean, uh, let me just take a peek at what.
He did not
From what
have
I
a good
saw
game.
from what I saw from those first few drives, he was not fantastic.
He was not good
No.
at all. He was horrendous. Very bad.
I mean, for a guy that's gonna be on a short leash, you'd think he'd be playing his best ball of his career, but I think the best days of his career are behind him at this point. I don't really think that he'll ever be that guy for another franchise again.
Never. He was never even that guy with the Bengals.
I mean, he was for a few years.
Yeah, I guess. All right, now the last QB of that guy or bye bye. Carson Wentz. I think he's that guy. He played a really good game. They did not lose because of Carson Wentz. They lost because their
No.
defense was incompetent.
And from what I heard, their offensive line wasn't giving him a whole lot of time either.
Yeah,
True, false?
yeah, no, like the Seahawks defensive line actually was really good against what people consider to be one of the better offensive lines in the league. So
Yeah,
I don't know if
so
that's a point of worry for them or what, but yeah,
I don't think so. It's still week one. You gotta wait.
yeah. And plus, Quinn Nelson is coming off with foot surgery, similar to what Carson Wentz
I
had.
don't think he. I don't think he even played
I,
in the preseason at all.
he didn't. I don't think either of them did. But
No,
yeah, I think Carson Wentz could be that guy for the Colts.
I agree.
All right, and that concludes this week's edition of That Guy or Bye Bye. All right, let's quickly look at Thursday Night Football and give our predictions on who will win and a potential bold take that could occur that game. For a reminder for the people watching, it is Giants versus at football team for Thursday Night Football this week.
I'm going football team. I think the 7 for the football team's got something to prove this week.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm taking football team. I would even take them -3 this week if I were to bet on this game.
Yeah, I think that front 7 got embarrassed last week against the Chargers.
Chase Young got bullied by Rashawn Slater. I'll say it.
So, which is not surprising me because if you look at the Northwestern Ohio State game,
He did the same thing.
Bullied Chase Young there too. So
yeah, so good for Rashawn Slater. Football team's out for blood though against a very not good Giants offensive line.
Yeah, so
All right.
good luck back there, Daniel Burns.
All right, if you have one hot take that could happen, what do you got? That could happen for this Thursday night game.
Hot take. Taylor Heineke throws for 4 touchdowns and 300 yards.
Damn it, that was my hot take. As we heard earlier in the show, I'm a big Taylor Heineke guy. Baby goat.
Yeah. He could ball out.
Oh, easily.
That secondary could be getting exposed.
I'm going to go with a hot take I do not think will happen. I'll say Saquon Barkley runs for 200 yards.
Yeah. A lot of yards.
Yeah. You'll rush for 150, which is something a little bit more manageable.
I would say 200 is like some prime AP type
It
numbers.
is. I'll say runs for 150 yards, or just to make it a little bit more realistic, 150 total yards and a touchdown, and a win.
That's right. Yeah.
That's my hot take of the week for this Thursday night game.
I agree.
All right. Well, anyway, that's the episode. Thank you guys for watching, and we will be back on Saturday with our week 2 predictions and Thursday night recap.
Kyler, I love you.
Cody will never say anything bad about Tyler or Kyler Murray again. So, all right, we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.